Hello again, YouTube. This is the Truth Man giving you the truth. And this one, I won't even be before you long on this one. I'm talking about understanding an alpha male. Now, let's start with women. Don't expect them to ever understand. Women will never understand an alpha male, and they shouldn't. Unless they are completely a submissive type of woman. Then they'll appreciate the alpha in their male. Now, we're going to talk about this because it's been a topic of discussion, and I'm not really hearing a lot of the true characteristics of an alpha male. Maybe, perhaps, I don't know, maybe these guys aren't alpha males. Like, maybe that's what it is. Like, I mean, this sometimes you have to develop into it. It's you're going to start out with some characteristics of it, but the development into it is going to be determined on how you deal with others and how you feel about others. Now let's get into it. I want to start out with her video, what she said. This was posted by, I saw this on Boyce Watkins' channel, why he posted it. Everybody in the comments are wondering, but, listen to this.
2,000 patents. Get in touch with Good Help right now.
There is no such thing as an alpha male. I am so glad that you asked this question because it is such a teachable moment. The term alpha male was created by an author named David Meck, who wrote a book in the 1970s called The Wolf, The Ecology and Behavior of an Endangered Species. He studied wolves in captivity and noticed aggressive behavior from the males towards each other and the pack in an effort to dominate, and he called them alpha males. Years later, in 1999, the same author came back and debunked his own theory and, in fact, begged the publisher to stop creating and printing his original theory. How did he do that? He studied wolves in the wild. And in their natural state, they did not exude this aggressive behavior and need to dominate. So you see, most self-proclaimed alpha males are the most emotionally immature and aggressive because they are attempting to mimic behavior that only happens in captivity and not in their natural state. This is what we know as toxic masculinity.
See the term she's trying to use?
The alpha male does not exist.
Now everybody know the term toxic masculinity is used by women and men who pedestalize women, men who cater to women, and women who want to gain dominance and who want to be revered and extra attention paid to them. Listen, you always got to start with the Most High. You always got to start with God. And I showed you the woman at the well, how Jesus, the Messiah, was talking to her. Just read that one time. Just look at how he was dealing with her. Look at how he was talking to her. See, people gonna always, this is why if you're an alpha male, if you're a real alpha male, you're gonna have problems on any job. I'm telling you. You're going to have to work for yourself eventually unless you like that mess. And if you like that mess, you're not alpha male. Alphas don't like mess. They avoid it. They rather be by themselves. And this is understanding the alpha male. This is understand. They say it's cop-out speech. Oh, alpha don't have to tell people you're alpha. Well, sometimes if people don't understand, you have to get them to understand. Now, if you listen to the video, she described a beta male. Wolves are beta more than anything. They travel in packs. So what does that mean? That means they need each other. First characteristic of an alpha male is he doesn't need people. Now, he may like to be around people. He may try to be a team because, he's a team player. He's a team player, even though he's usually the leader. But He doesn't need the team. Like the Most High, she said the concept was invented by him. No, it wasn't. That concept was in the scripture. That concept was in historical books long before whoever that guy is that she mentioned. The Bible says that the Most High said, I am Alpha and I am Omega, the first and the last. So, second characteristic, alpha male is a leadership. Alpha males are leaders. So, you know what happens sometimes? If you're not a supervisor, sometimes your supervisors, you don't have to say nothing. People say, well, you shouldn't have said that, you shouldn't have said that. No, the air, the vibe that you give off will be enough to create problems for you on the job. You don't believe it? You don't believe it. Any true alpha male, people that heard stuff about him, and people who don't even know him like that, will sometimes have a problem with him. So that's another characteristic that people are going to have a problem with you, thus you will have conflicts. Some of them are going to be physical. Most of them is going to just basically be people trying to assert themselves. That's all it's going to be, is just people trying to assert themselves. That's all it's going to be. That alpha is the leader. It's basically the leader who doesn't need people. You don't need people. Just because you want friends, that's not what we're talking about here. We're talking about people who overall, can you function without people? Can you enjoy yourself without people? Can you work without other people around? Those are alpha male characteristics. Another alpha male characteristic, you don't care what people think. Now, again, like women and people who are not alpha, stop arguing with them about who you are. Just stop. Just stop. I don't care if they're your wife. I don't care about if they're your mother, your sister. You are alpha male. Stop arguing with people about who you are. If they leave, they leave. They stop talking to you, so what? That's how real alphas think. See, sometimes people and the voices that you hear will create beta notions in your mind. But the people who really alpha, you already know, man. You know. I mean, sometimes some people is masculine, but they not alpha. Sometimes people are masculine and alpha. But understand, women, you know that they are going to try to bring you off your horse. They're going to try to pull you off that horse. That's why you ever notice how sometimes the rainbow group, they'll fight. They'll go to school all day and all night to become a supervisor. Them and the people who are friends with them and represent them, they'll do whatever they got to do to become supervisors over alphas. And when they do, it's going to be all type of problems for you, buddy. So, you know, if you're an alpha male, you're going to have to work by yourself or for yourself. If you work with people, you're going to have to be by yourself most of the day for it to work. I'm telling you. Now, another thing about characteristics about alpha males is a lot of them are in shape, but let me understand, because I heard some dudes on YouTube. Every alpha male is not physically fit. Oh, you want proof? Reggie White, formerly for the Packers, was an alpha male. He was the alpha male everywhere he went. And Reggie White didn't have no six-pack. Reggie White was a defensive lineman, flipping people with his move. And there is offensive linemen, fat guys that are alpha males. They're the alpha at their school. They always been the alpha at their school, and they're fat. See, people like to talk about each other and talk about people, and they like to make themselves like they're at the top and everybody else is beneath. So, yeah, some of them in shape, some of them not. That's just the way it is. There's offensive linemen that are alpha males. That's just the facts. And they'll eat whole chickens, all type of stuff. Now, more characteristics. An alpha male, a real alpha male, you ain't gonna have to worry about him messing with your girlfriend and your wife. If he knows that's your girlfriend or that she has a boyfriend or that she has a husband, he has enough confidence in himself to find somebody who doesn't. See, that's that beta male trying to mess with other guys' girlfriend and wives. That's not an alpha male characteristic. An alpha male, if he knows that's your wife, you ain't got to worry about him. I'm telling you. But a beta male mess with your girlfriend and wife. More characteristics. I ain't even numbering them. I'm just going to give them to you. Alpha males do not fear failure. They know they're going to fail. They're conquerors, so they fail and they'll fight their way back up. People online, women, people online, they think, he's not rich, so he's not alpha male. He did this, he did that. That people don't have failures in life. An alpha male is an alpha male regardless of whether or not he fails or succeeds. Has nothing to do with it. The alpha male characteristic in that is he's going to fight against failure. So if you're a dude that won't work, you're not an alpha male. If you're a dude who gives up, who wants to do stuff to yourself over this, over that, you're not alpha male. Like an alpha male is going, regardless. Somebody could just call him ugly, he's still going. That's the way it is. People try to bring you off your square. Toxic masculinity. That's how they do. That's how they do. So don't expect nobody to respect. If you an alpha male and you know it and you know it, or you done read about it, you're like, yeah, this is definitely me, or whatever, they're gonna try to bring you off your square. Being scared to quit a job you're not alpha male. You're not. If you scared to leave your job, that's a woman. That's like a. I ain't trying to call you guys feminine, because some of you, you just want to keep doing it. But that's like a fear of failure, again, is not an alpha characteristic. Not an alpha characteristic. Everybody ain't gonna be alpha male, and that's perfectly fine. But when you get to trying to bring people off their square because you are the problem. You're the problem. See, that's what's wrong with the world. And I'm gonna tell you something. Trump, if he got his self-control, which is the next characteristic, the characteristic alpha male is self-control. They're not gonna fight everybody they could fight. They're not gonna have sex with people like that. They have self-control. See, if Trump had more self-control, Trump would be completely alpha. But Trump had a lot of the alpha characteristics, and that's why people had such a problem with him. Because just because a person is a conservative or a Republican does not make them an alpha male. And that's why practically everybody had a problem with him, including his vice president. We see what his vice president did. His vice president was one of the reasons why he lost. So, yeah. If he got his self-control in order, he would practically be like almost there. He got the Most High in his life, which is another characteristic. It's impossible for you to be alpha male and you don't have the chief alpha in your life. Impossible. You're not alpha male. That's the number one signal that a person is alpha male, because you can have alpha tendencies. If you don't have God in your life, like, you don't have to be the most spiritual person, you don't have to be the most religious person, but you are connected to him, you feel his presence everywhere you go. It's like you got eyes all over your head, you know he's watching you. You connected to him because he's not going to look at you if you ain't. Like, the Most High ain't going to really look at a person that's not his. Like, they'll report to him what that person does and stuff like that, but he's not going to look at them. So, you're not connected to God, you're not alpha. I don't care how many muscles you got, I don't care how much money you got, I don't care how you conduct yourself. You may have alpha characteristics, but if you don't have the alpha, the one who created the whole thing, you're not alpha. You're not. See, what Adam did, Adam got away from his alpha. Adam basically let a woman, his woman, get him to go against the chief alpha. And that's where all this trouble in the world. See, if people would let alphas just be alphas, you elect the alphas, you respect the alphas, everything, the world would be kind of a better place, I'm telling you. But what do people do? Cancel culture. We don't want no alphas. We want people we can control. Betas. Sips. That's how the world is. That's how the world is. And most betas and sigmas, well, sigmas really ain't gonna, sigmas will do it a little, but most of the time sigmas just kind of try to stay in the shadows and try to like not be involved. Even with the frats, you had the alphas, alpha, phi alpha, you had the megas, and you had the sigmas. If you ever been to, like, I went to Jackson State, the sigmas usually be kind of out of it. Like, they kind of focus on themselves and kind of stay out of it because they like right in the middle, so they try to stay out of it. Well, that's how it is in general. Like, sigmas, they'll make little jokes, they'll laugh, they'll comment every now and then, but for the most part, a sigma is gonna stay out of it. The sigma is the type that'll go to third shift to stay away from all the mess on first and second shift on the job, or to keep himself out of trouble because he know that those betas is gonna be causing trouble, so he goes to third shift. That's how the in-between people, that's how they really kind of do it. And sigmas, sometimes they'll kind of like connect and deal with the alphas, whereas the betas will try to gaslight the alpha, but then when he ain't around, they bringing him down, talking about everything, his appearance, this, that, just to elevate themselves. That's why I say the wolf, she used the wolf as an example. The wolf is the prime beta species. The wolf. The wolf is like the most beta of the group. Like usually the alpha is probably the Cape Buffalo or the lion. The lion can be alpha. The buffalo could be alpha. The buffalo, he's gonna be a team player. He'll deal with himself, but don't push him. If you push him, he's gonna become violent, and that's how alpha males are. That's another characteristic. The alpha male has violent tendencies within him. He's not gonna start trouble unless it's a bully. Sometimes bullies, but he has violent tendencies that if you keep pushing them, you're gonna see them. And that's why you have sometimes you have alpha males that just keep switching jobs, and you'll ask them like, well, what happened, man? Oh, I don't want to get in no trouble, man. I felt like I was gonna get in trouble. They'll quit before they get in trouble. Because the alpha male usually is not gonna do well in prison. There's gonna be a lot of fights. Because that's the beta male capital is prison. Like, beta males usually go, a lot of them, if they don't become college educated, they don't get saved, they're going to be in prison. That's the haven for beta males. You put an alpha in there, it's just going to be a bunch of fighting. So, yeah, I mean, if you want more, put in the comments you want more, because I got plenty more. But that's some of the characteristics of alpha, and you need to be understanding alpha. She clearly doesn't understand it. She equated it to some guy writing a book when this been around since the beginning of time. So, and why he posted that, maybe it's because, he, nothing against stepdad. If you're a stepdad, you love your wife, there's nothing wrong with that. That's noble. But just becoming a stepdaddy, like, because that's beta. That's beta. You want kids, have your own kids. Have your own kids. And then that's what I'm going to end with. This the Truth Man channel. Like, share, and subscribe.